All right, what is going on, you guys? Brian here, and this is my Monday Night Raw recap for tonight's episode. I'm just gonna go through some of the bullet points as it pertains on the road to WrestleMania. Of course, coming up in, I believe they said 3 weeks from tonight. So let's just get right into it. One of the key bullet points of Raw has to do with what happened last night at Elimination Chamber as it pertains to the Raw Women's Championship matchup coming up. Becky Lynch will defend her Raw Women's Championship against the woman who won last night's Women's Elimination Chamber match, Shayna Baszler. Becky came out on Raw tonight. She cut a promo about Shayna Baszler. They showed the clip from last night of Shayna's dominant performance in that chamber match where she defeated Ruby Riott, Natalya, Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, and Asuka during that opportunity. They then showed a clip of a interview she did after the show where she talked about what she's going to do to Becky Lynch at WrestleMania and taking that Raw Women's Championship. Becky responded by saying that she's going to pound her face in at WrestleMania. So that was pretty much it for that promo for Becky. Another key bullet point, sorry guys, I have my notes right here. Another key point of Raw tonight is we heard more build-up for the NXT Women's Championship match coming up at WrestleMania, where Charlotte Flair, the winner of the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble match, she will challenge Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship. Charlotte came out. They played the video that they believe they played on NXT this past Wednesday of Rhea Ripley at the stadium where WrestleMania takes place this year in Tampa Bay, talking about how in order to be the best, she's got to beat the best. So Charlotte responded saying that it's completely different standing in an empty stadium, talking about being the best. It's another story when you're standing in front of 90-some thousand people and being humbled by the Queen. Rhea Ripley came out. She tried to get a word in. Charlotte cut her off, saying, "This ain't NXT, this is Monday Night Raw, and you're excused." And Rhea Ripley wound up hitting Charlotte Flair, sending a message to her saying that she's not going to be intimidated. She's not going to let Charlotte Flair play mind games with her. She's coming to WrestleMania to remain NXT Women's Champion, which I hope happens. I really do. No offense to Charlotte Flair, but I mean, honestly, you have a good thing going with Rhea Ripley, and I think she should retain her championship at WrestleMania. That's just my opinion. So, move on. Another key point has to do with the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar defending against Drew McIntyre. McIntyre was in action against Eric Rowan. During this match, McIntyre took Rowan's cage that he has with a sack on it. He put it on the floor. He took it from the steps, put it on the floor, picked up part of the ring steps, walked over and smashed that cage. Of course, last week, Rowan revealed he had a giant spider in there in a backstage segment to No Way Jose and his conga line. So McIntyre destroyed it, or whatever was in it in that cage. Then Rowan got upset. He hit him with a McIntyre hit him with a headbutt, threw him back in the ring, hit the Future Shock DDT, and then did the countdown 3, 2, 1, and then the Claymore kick, and that is what finished off Eric Rowan, picking up Drew McIntyre for the victory and sending a clear-cut message to Brock Lesnar, the WWE champion, that's what's going to awaits him at WrestleMania coming up in a couple of weeks. Then we had the OC cutting a promo. AJ Styles came out talking about The Undertaker, mentioning that what The Undertaker has done to him the past couple of times. The Undertaker's made an appearance. He talked about how Undertaker cost him his match against Aleister Black last night at Elimination Chamber. He then cut a scathing promo and made some derogatory remarks about The Undertaker's wife, Michelle McCool, saying that Michelle is manipulating The Undertaker to do whatever she wants him to do, she's manipulating him to give her whatever she wants. All this stuff. He then said he's going to put the final nail in The Undertaker's coffin at WrestleMania. And he basically, it's what we expected. Undertaker versus AJ Styles will be made official next week when they have the official contract signing for the match at WrestleMania. So pretty much the promo AJ did, pure heel, a heel promo talking about The Undertaker, The Undertaker's wife, Undertaker's family, and as we've seen in the past, The Undertaker and his family, when you talk about The Undertaker's family, he does not take kindly to that. So AJ Styles, I think, has made a grave mistake with doing that. So we saw the return of Edge to Monday Night Raw 2 months after Randy Orton's vicious attack on him the night after the Royal Rumble. And, of course, with what happened last week where Randy Orton RKO'd Edge's wife, Beth Phoenix. MVP was cutting a promo talking about how he was transitioning from a in-ring competitor to now a brainiac. He wanted to form a stable, and his first person he wanted in his stable was Edge. He said that he could manage Edge to back to the top once again. They showed a clip, or they showed Edge arriving in the parking lot. He gets out of his car. He goes to the arena, goes to the ring. He grabs the mic out of MVP's hand, calls out Randy Orton. Then MVP starts talking about Edge's focus. How is his wife? Edge turns around and hits a spear. Randy comes out of nowhere, attacks Edge. Edge hits Randy Orton with an RKO out of nowhere. Then tries to do to him what Randy did to him 2 months ago. But MVP wound up suffering that fate, getting an RKO from Edge, and then getting hit with 2 concertos by Edge as Edge looked directly at Randy Orton and says, "This is what's going to happen to you." So obviously the matchup has not been announced yet, but I see this match maybe being announced next week for WrestleMania. So hopefully that will happen. Trying to think what else. As far as matches, Rey Mysterio defeated Angel Garza. Lashley defeated Zack Ryder. The Kabuki Warriors, who are rumored to be having a title match at WrestleMania against Beth Phoenix and Natalya and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Of course, this is just a rumor that's being reported by multiple wrestling dirt sheets, whatever you want to call them. Kabuki Warriors defeated Liv Morgan and Natalya. We had the continuation of, during that match, we had the continuation of the feud between former Riot squad members, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, who had come down to ringside. They started brawling, and then Liv Morgan would get involved. Riddick Moss successfully defended the 24/7 championship against Cedric Alexander. Seth Rollins lost to Aleister Black via disqualification when Murphy got involved. This then turned into an 8-man tag with the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits coming out to make the save to save Aleister, and brawled with Rollins, Murphy, and AOP because AOP and Murphy and Rollins quadruple teamed Aleister Black after that match. And Seth Rollins, AOP, and Murphy picked up the win when Rollins pinned Montez Ford after hitting the curb stomp. Then Kevin Owens, after the match, would go after Rollins. Rollins would leave him laying with 3 curb stomps, and that pretty much ended Raw with Rollins standing over Kevin Owens. So that was pretty much it for Raw tonight. Of course, next week they announced that, like I said, that the official contract signing for The Undertaker and AJ Styles for the match at WrestleMania, as well as we are going to see the return of Stone Cold Steve Austin on 3/16, which is apropos because next week is March 16th, which is 3/16. So that should be interesting to see what happens when Austin arrives there. All in all, I mean, it was not bad for this week, but it was like okay. That's all I'm going to give it, is an okay. So with that being said, this has been my Raw recap for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. As always, I am Brian, and thank you for watching.